a lot of Christians are talking about kind of dismantling or pulling apart their faith and looking at it. So I did that very intently in my early 20s when I realised that other people thought about big questions too outside of religion, and that it's okay to question and to have doubts. So I only recently started just sharing my thoughts on TikTok, and it's been pretty overwhelming actually. I've had sort of hundreds of thousands of views and thousands of comments from people in Australia and in America who are really resonating with some of the stories I've been telling. So I just had a session with my sex therapist. Quick hint, if you've grown up in purity culture, you probably fucked up. This is something I'm only really realising and starting to address as like a 33-year-old man. So, as a young adult at Jesus Camp, me and my friends were sexually shamed in small groups before being whipped into a frenzy of guilt and self-loathing until we cried literal tears of repentance. Now, I deconstructed my faith in my early 20s, and that process triggered a bunch of anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation. And I'm one of the lucky ones. Many people had it much worse. So because of that, today I'm standing with everyone and saying religion shouldn't hurt. So I think the first thing is talking about it, because, in a way, identifying as not a Christian is kind of like identifying as not straight, or there's a coming out really to your community where it's quite scary, and it's still quite stigmatized within these groups. Another thing, and this is through the Religion Shouldn't Hurt campaign, is helping people who have experienced religious trauma to not only share their stories but seek healing, whether it's counselling for sort of your sexual repression, or whether it's regaining bodily autonomy, whether it's a fear of hell. So a lot of people who've grown up in very fundamentalist environments, a lot of kids can be traumatized by the idea of hell, which is taught as being literal and very real. And of course, in terms of like the gender discussion, obviously LGBTQI people suffer more within these very patriarchal environments, as do women. So it's really kind of just exposing a bit of the dark underbelly of inherent in fundamentalist faith and Pentecostal communities.